Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Spire mini pendant. This is going to be the 1816-04. It's also a beautiful table lamp that's part of the Spire collection. Check it out if you can. Why don't we get into quick detail on finishes. You're going to notice there's two pull-down menus up there. One says choose a finish for the fixture, choose a finish for the accent. So the fixture is going to be the canopy up on your ceiling, and it's also going to be the pipes coming down that go into the socket. The accent is going to be that very tall cone-shaped piece of metal that's going to be inside that glass, and that is your accent. You can do them in the same finish. Some people are going to do them in different finishes. One of the things you'll notice is there's a finish called clear steel number 44 it's only offered on very specific fixtures, and this being one of them, where you have a opportunity to have a heavily forged accent, and that's going to give you the opportunity to see the kind of modeling and crustiness I talk about in the finishes help guide video over on that side of your screen in the red tabs. Go watch that and it'll kind of go over those little details for you. The glass on this is hand blown clear glass, very pretty on its own. It's only 5.1 pounds and it is 18.3 inches tall, independent of the rods it's hanging from, and the diameter is coming in at, let's see, 6.4, and that's going to be the bottom piece of that glass, just so you know. So overall height, it's going to give you a very good range, 18.3 at its shortest to 66 at its longest. However, this is going to ship with 10 feet of wire, so you can get this to be longer. As far as these go, we'll kind of dive into this way. The way that we look at it is to look at the installations instructions, because there's a lot of great information there. How we're going to do it is to look on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list, which is going to be basically a rod set. And the rod set that's going to come with it is going to have 3 of the 12-inch, 1 of the 6, and 1 of the 3. But remember, I said a minute ago that you have 10 feet of wire on this. So if you need to go longer than what you see as far as the 66 inches overall height, you can just order additional rod kits. And those are going to have 1 12-inch, 1 6-inch, and 1 3-inch. So circling back to that install instructions, you're going to see a chart listed there. It's also on the page for this on our site, on this fixture. That is going to show you which combinations of these rods are going to get you to all of those little predetermined overall heights listed there. So it's a very easy way to do all this, and it's easy to put together. So what I would probably do is put a blanket down. I would go back to the chart, see what I need for my overall height from the top of my ceiling down to the bottom of my fixture for my needs. I would put the little parts out in a little line, and then you're basically going to follow the instructions. You're going to feed the wires through the parts little by little. So through a connector, and this is a connector, a threaded connector, and then through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and then you're just going to do this. You're just going to screw them together. It takes just a second, and after you're done doing that, you're going to notice it's super clean, and you can barely even see a line. The engineering is really good on these things. It's also slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. So one of these is going to have a knuckle at the top of it, allowing it to be slope ceiling adaptable already, so you don't have to worry about that if you are in the position of having a slope ceiling. Let's get into what you can get out of this as far as light. This will throw a tremendous amount of good task lighting down, just like what you see on my table here. So you have a medium base E26 socket hiding inside that metal cone-shaped piece of metal, and it can accommodate an A19 bulb, which is just the standard size light bulb we all grew up with. And this is an incandescent version of that. If you remember these, you can go up to 100 watts in this if you want to, but I don't think you need to, because there are so many great LEDs out there. And in this circumstance, I wouldn't worry about if the LED is pretty or not pretty, because I'm not going to be able to see it. Either way, it's going to throw a light down. So I wouldn't worry about that. The types of LEDs you can find in these, you can find a 40 watt equivalent, you could find a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. I have found these A19s at 100 watt equivalent, so that will give you a 100 watt equivalent of light coming down on your surface, like a kitchen island, pool table, who knows where you're going to be putting these. Some people use them in bathrooms. They're also nice flanking beds. You think about that too. Anyway, the color of the light in these LEDs when you go to a store is going to be offered to you in different ways. 2700 Kelvin, super yellow like a setting sun. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight, and that's going to be a bluish white light like an overcast day convenience store, that's 4,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is 3,000 Kelvin. That's the light coming down on this table from these warm white, soft white LEDs above. It's actually, this is what I have up above us. So, all good. You can get them at any store, Lowe's, Home Depot. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at your drugstore. My grocery store in Vermont sells these. So if I can find them here, you can find them anywhere. It's also a dimmable fixture. You want to get a dimmable version of whichever bulb you are working with. You're also going to notice that this is offered to you with the different canopy styles. So right off the bat, the standard one is going to have that 5-inch round going over a 4-inch J-box, but we have other versions too for very specific needs. So let's say you want to hang 3 of these in a line over your dining room table. You have 1 junction box and you don't want to put more in. That linear version of that canopy is going to work for you. That's going to drop 3 of them but only hang from 1 junction box. So that's pretty cool too. And then there's a circular version of this. So the circular one is going to be, it's going to go up in your ceiling. You're going to have 3 different ones coming down. So 3 of these pendants, and most people are going to stagger them, and they'll put them over, well, they might put a couple of them over a dining room table. They might actually do configurations of two of them that are 3 lights going over an island. That would be kind of cool. You'll need some kind of decent height for your ceiling to get away with that. And then stairways, this will be a good candidate for that as well. That 3-light configuration staggered coming down, I think, as well. If you're interested in those, just drop a quick email to us and we can kind of walk you through how those all work. If you want to see what this is going to look like in your project, cool thing to do is send us an image of that room. Doesn't matter what it is, just make sure it's a nice big clear image. We can take this fixture, tell us what you want, singular one, 3-light, doesn't matter. I can take my powerful AI tools and I can take this fixture, put it into your room, send it back to you so you get a full color free rendering. Free is a good thing, and you want to take advantage of that. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.